My name is Mickey Joe and I have a texture pack. It's called Barely Default and I've revamped the GUI of all of Minecraft and we're gonna look into it. I've also released a separate texture pack, by the way, which is just my revamped GUI. I'm just gonna go over it. This is the title screen and I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy with it. As you can see, it's nighttime, which is pretty unique. I mean, I don't even mingle too much in other packs, but like I've never seen a nighttime background panorama like this. I think it's interesting. I think it really invokes like a creepy vibe, like the Minecraft vibe, like, you know, the nighttime. Like, I'm kind of on edge almost. I also like that it's not bright, it's dark. It's like a dark mode panorama, right? Instead of having the GUI elements be darker so they don't, you know, shine so bright in your face. The entire Minecraft world is darker on the title screen, which I just think is really nice. The background world, if you're able to recognize it, is the original background panorama world. There was like a whole thing about it a while ago. People found the seed and I just went into the world and, you know, got myself this nice panorama. We can go into that world in a minute. That'll be fun. Actually, I edited it a bit. As you can see, there's cherry trees in the background as well. Cherry trees, super iconic to Minecraft nowadays, but also just this seed alone, like just spinning around this particular view of Minecraft, super nostalgic to me. This was the original background panorama of Minecraft, the original terrain. You know, so it's, you know, maybe only for people like me, but I really like it. And then the dark mode version of it, also my texture pack over it, you never see it. But I even went around the trees in the background and placed down some leaf litter, right? So it's a full-on modern version of the original background panorama. So lots to say about only the background panorama already. Obviously new button designs, which I think is really pretty. Inspired by Svax Pure Craft. That's one of my favorite texture packs ever. We have a really pretty button style. It's HD, but it's really thought out. And I just basically copied it, turned it into a pixel art version. And that's my GUI. It's the same color green that's used in the Minecraft launcher. So it should be like a consistent theme going on. And then at the edge here, we have this green trim, which I'm just really happy with. It took me a long time to like perfect the design. This swirl here in the top left and right corner is kind of like Minecraft Legend inspired, and then the bottom here just like a random, you know, just a pretty pixel swirl. I made it green, which really matches the, like, when you're loading up the Minecraft launcher, there's like this little animation that shows you like the latest update or whatever, and that has like a green trimmer. I like it, really matches in my opinion. It's really consistent now, starting from the launcher all the way up to the actual game, right? It's like, it should be one consistent theme. I think it's really pretty. I removed the Java Edition text. Obviously, who needs it? It's just Minecraft, right? I mean, to me, Java Edition is the Minecraft. Anyways, we'll look through the menus because, for example, if we go into the Select a World menu or any of the menus, you'll see that this trim really aligns nicely, in this case, with the top header here. And in the bottom with the buttons, you see that? How it's like, it doesn't go through text. So I tried, like, this design is like really thought out. How can I make this as pretty as possible? It ended up being pretty asymmetrical. Still talking about the green trim, right? It's pretty asymmetrical, obviously. I mean, horizontally it's symmetrical, but from top to bottom, it is not at all. But that works for, like I just showed, like the purposes of the button. Right here, again, you know, you got the buttons here, perfectly not cut off. And then like the play multiplayer tag. It's not like perfectly in the middle of it, but it works real well. And that goes for all the screens, the realms menu as well. You see that, you have the buttons here again. So a really nice background that I really put some thought into. Let's load up a world though. New GUI in my pack. First you'll notice a hotbar. It's a bit different. I've always had like a see-through hotbar like this. It has numbers on it, which I think is really neat. Then there's like a purple outline going over which slot is selected. I hope that's kind of clear. I made it really bright, you know, to kind of have it stand out. And also something I'm really proud of, a new invention, I guess, of mine, is that the slot you have selected gets bigger, which I think makes it so much clearer which slot you have selected. It's like, it looks so smooth, so nice. It really reminds me of like Terraria, like the Terraria menu system. And yeah, if you have something in your offhand, you know, it looks like that, and there's a little F. Because that's like, you shouldn't even be behind that key. And if you do, then, I don't know, there's still a little F there. Let's take a look at the inventory itself. I guess this is the creative inventory. That's fine, that works. Everything basically is super see-through. Like, I really don't like the light mode of default Minecraft. Like, the brightness in your face, like you're in a dark cave. You open your inventory and you're like blasted with this light gray inventory. I also don't like that if you have an inventory open, it covers all of your screen. There's like a huge dead zone here where a creeper could be. And I would never know, right? But now with this GUI, you can see, because you can see perfectly through it. We can look through all the tabs. I added like little icons for the slots for armor. I thought that was like a nice detail. Like the same as like the numbers here. Obviously the hotbar is pretty special. There's a trash can here because this is the survival inventory slot. Hotbar is inspired by Minecraft Earth. Minecraft Earth had like a really slick, like kind of like a gradienty, I don't know, like a modern version of the Minecraft inventory. And I really love the look. And gradients are like, you know, really not hot right now, especially in pixel art. Like, you shouldn't do it. Now there's like a constant gradient in your face because it's your inventory. But I just think it looks really nice, you know? If it works, it works. And it makes the hotbar just really stand out, you know? You know how at the bottom right now, the hotbar is just a few black slots. I could do that too in the inventory, but then, you know, everything is just black slots. So then you have this layer of black slots here, and then below it, because even in inventory, you can still see your normal hotbar right at the bottom here, right? You would see another row of slots. So it's kind of confusing. I wanted it to be really distinctive. This is your hotbar, so this is what it looks like. And let's actually go into survival. You can see the game mode switcher looks different as well. You can see the hearts are pretty much, and they're a little bit different. This is like a sprite that Jappa made. Like, it's a prettier Minecraft heart that's already in the game files. It just wasn't used for the health. So I used it for the health. The XP bar is a lot slicker. I like it a lot. And it's also animated. It's really subtle, but it's animated exactly like these baubles, like these XP baubles that fly at me, like those ones. It's hard to see, but you know, maybe you can see that. And if you don't notice it, that's kind of the point. You're not really supposed to notice it. It's kind of like a magical animated layer. But let's press E and open up our full inventory. This is what it looks like. It's again just really see-through. I can see basically if there's any movement here, any mob, I'll be able to spot it. Nothing is creeping up on me. There's the slots here, like the little white icons to distinguish the armor slots. I don't know, I just think it's a clean look. I just really liked it, so I added it. And then if you hover over a slot, you can see a slight outline of what the slot's supposed to be. I think that's clean. I like that. Like, I know what all the slots are. Most people know what all the slots are, you know. I didn't want to remove these outlines, you know, in the slots where it has like an item in it. But I did prefer this system, like the little white items here. So this is what I came up with, just having them be really subtle. Basically, you only see it if you hover over it. And then you know, you got crafting here. Everything is kind of connected with these lines, these lighter lines. You see that? So like even the armor slots, like connected to my head, connected to my shoulders, right? This slot's connected to your hand. I mean, for me, that's my main hand. I use the left hand as my main hand, right? But most people don't do that. This line right here goes from the offhand slot right to your hand. You know, leggings, boots, obviously. You got this little crafting grid, has a line going to the output slot. And then this also goes to the recipe book. And if we open, you know, the recipe book is like a pretty little button. I really like this little dynamic thing. And then if we open it, it is see-through, you know, and it's really clean. It's really simple. You can search through stuff. Here's the button, you know, to show the craftable recipes or all recipes. If there's multiple choices for a recipe, there will be a little plus. You see that? Just a clean little icon. If you can't craft it, it has a red background. I feel like that's pretty obvious. And if you extend this view, if you extend this little model, it uses the same texture as the tooltip. You see that? Like the purple tooltip, like it has coal block right now. So I think that's just really consistent to have that be the background of this collapsing menu, right? Because it's the same theme that you're already familiar with. It's already there, because if you hover over a recipe, it also shows the purple tooltip. It just uses that. I think it's clean. I think it works. Simple like that, and obviously see-through, really important to me. I can see everything. I should give myself some potions, see what it looks like. First of all, I made these potions particles see-through. That's like huge. You can see through all the potion particles. They used to be like solid. It's always really in your screen, especially when you're taking like screenshots. Now they're see-through, just a lot nicer. Yeah, the icons in the top right, they're just clear. They have no background. It's the clearest thing I can do, right? Have no background for them at all. You have the most visibility. There's not like this blob of little squares in the top right. And then if you go into your inventory, they again use the tooltip background. Just really nice and consistent in my opinion. Just a returning theme in vanilla Minecraft. Really iconic. And then if we open our recipe book, the icons collapse. And so the background, there's no background, right, in this case. But if you hover over it, there's the same tooltip background again. So super consistent to me. The tooltip background, super baked into the game. We should use it more. And I have here, it's like a magical potion effect background. It's purple magic-y. It works. But enough about the inventory. Let's go through some of the blocks that I have. I mean, they're pretty simple, all of them. An anvil, simply this slot plus this slot, right, turns into this slot. And if I insert my netherite sword, the text box here appears. It wasn't there before, right? There's no text box now. So it's really slick, as minimalistic as I could have it. Crafting table, probably what you'd expect, has little lines, has a crafting grid. It's all see-through little black boxes, right? Brewing stand, again, the slot icons are there, but you have to like hover over them. They're really subtle. You put your ingredients in here, you put your blaze powder in there, you know how it works. You put your potions in there and it starts brewing. The bubbles are basically the vanilla texture, the arrow as well. This line, I just made it really simple and sleek. I think it works, it's kind of my inventory style. And we got the furnace, the blast furnace, and the smoker. I mean, for me, the inventories are all the same, exact same execution. You got the recipe book here. You can expand it. There's the lines going over them. Look, we baked the sniffer egg because this is a data pack world, the barely default data pack. You can't bake sniffer eggs in vanilla Minecraft, but you can in a data pack, but just ignore that. It's just an example. But yeah, clean GUI, you get the button here. It's exactly the same for all of them, right? Crafter, clean as well. Disable the slots, and there's a little square in it. I thought that was like a consistent, clean way to show it off. Hopper, literally just 5 black slots. Chests, I mean, honestly, we don't even have to look at it. It's pretty obvious. It's a nice example as well of me being able to see exactly what's going on behind the slots, right? Normally this would like obstruct like half your screen. You can't see what's going on behind it. So now you have like a real competitive advantage when going through chests or crafting, or even if you just have your inventory open, right? But yeah, dispensers and droppers. I mean, it's just like super obvious stuff. Stone cutter, get your recipes here. This is what it looks like when you select your recipes. Grindstone, again, this little line, this slot plus this slot becomes this slot. Enchanting table, just these 2 slots. Everybody knows what to put here, but if you don't, then you can hover over it. You can see the lapis outline. Put your sword in it and you'll have all these options. The XP baubles in this menu are animated. Thought that was a nice little detail to include. And then there's like this purple overlay, underlay, whatever, this purple glow if you're selecting a slot, which is really clean. You know, the text becomes bright and there's like this. I mean, it really works, you know, for the magic-y enchantment vibe, in my opinion. Smithing table, super simple. And then we have a loom, 3 slots. This is the barely default data pack world, like I said, and we have a lot of extra banner patterns. Something to choose for everyone, but it shows off the GUI of the loom, right? You have the little scroll wheel here. It's simple and clean. We can check out the villager here. I built him a little house. Try to make him a little comfy. Probably what you would expect. These buttons, I don't think I can change them. These just use the same texture as these button textures. So these buttons are always going to be this, but I hope it's still pretty clean. You got the scroll wheel here, and it's just a few slots. See, we should get another one to see if he trades us. Let's trade him some emeralds for a sword. You see, because he has an experience bar as well, because the other one was already maxed out. Let's take a look at the advancements menu as well, because it's been changed. Let's see a nice tab that we can see. Well, first of all, I've changed all the backgrounds to be darker. This is to be more reminiscent of the OG achievements background. I don't know if you guys remember the OG achievement background. It had like ores in the background and darker stone. So I just darkened all the backgrounds. I thought that was nice, you know, it fits the whole theme of dark mode inventories by me. Other than that, it's pretty standard, you know, green for achieved, you know, the Minecraft green color that's been used throughout the entire pack. And then it just progresses through to all the challenges, etc. Look at this, because it's the barely default data pack. We have 150 fish to catch. I have a different video on that. You can also keep track of the fish you've caught in the advancements tab for the data pack. But for vanilla Minecraft, yeah, this is what it looks like. Just a bit of a different look. And we should look at what it looks like if you get an achievement. So like the toast, it's transparent as well, so you can see through it. It never obscures anything. And I don't know if you caught that. We'll try to get ourselves another achievement. But the text now says achievement get instead of advancement made. They added advancement at some point, right? It used to be called achievements. And fine, it's advancing through the game. If that's like technically a better name for it, I don't really care. But man, achievement get. That is classic Minecraft. They should have never changed that. So I'm keeping it advancement everywhere else. It's still called advancements. But when you get the challenge complete, it says achievement get. This little change I thought I'd mention as well. And I guess that's it. We have one more thing to check out. The beacon. My beacon. I love my beacon. But that's just a block model, right? This is about the GUI. And this is what it looks like. You got the icons here. You know, you can select them like this. The beacon on the left. It should be really clean. I think it fits the rest of the inventory. These are tied together. Their background is tied together as well. There's like this one darker strip connecting them. And then this is like a one bigger, darker blob connecting them. You know, you got slots here. Select your effects, put in your item, and then, you know, boom, you activated your beacon. Good job. And I guess that's it for all the block GUIs. Pretty simple stuff. I mean, once you've seen the style that I'm going for, I bet you could already kind of predict what the rest of it's going to look like. Have you seen this little crown, by the way? Isn't it like a fun little detail? Look at you. You could be wearing this crown constantly because you're the king, you're the man. If you got barely default, or the woman, the person, you know, you get it. New GUI for Minecraft to mess around with. Either in barely default if you're a fan of my pack, or get the separate pack that shows that off. I think for the end of the video, it should be fun to check out the Panorama world that I used for the background, because I actually spent a lot of time on this world. Okay, so this world is like from ancient Minecraft, right? If you want this OG Panorama seed, you have to go in a really old version of Minecraft and use a specific seed, and then upgrade the world to the new world format, right? There was like the Anvil world format, right? Where they made the world a lot bigger and deeper. And then there was the caves and cliffs. So there's like multiple world upgrades you gotta go through. And it shuffles all the biomes. Like this was like a savanna biome. So I changed it back because there's like a fill biome command. You can just change the biomes of coordinates. It's pretty neat. I went around and put on some new blocks, like the cactus flower that we have in version that we didn't have back then. I don't think they show up in the Panorama anyways, and also leaf litter. I manually just walks around with leaf litter like this and just put it around trees a bunch. And I don't think that really shows up in the Panorama either, but it is there. All the trees have leaf litter. So it is like a modernized version of the old Panorama world. This is already where my biome changes stop working. So this used to be a normal forest, like just a normal oak tree forest, and now it's windswept hills, which works pretty well for my Panorama purposes. Because also it was dark, so you didn't really see it, but the different shade of green in the background kind of invokes the feeling of fog. We have fog now anyways, but I thought it was nice. Look, I put a beehive there as well. So it's really like a modernized version of the old world. We can check out the cherry grove that I made. I did fill the biome, so the grass is like technically accurate. I don't know if you'll notice it, but it should like register as more natural, I hope. I even put down some flowers. Nobody sees the flowers, but they're there. The pink petals are there. So there's just a nice little cherry grove. I think cherry groves are like the new, I mean, they're super iconic, right? Minecraft should have had them from the beginning, you know, and I inserted it into the scene. My render distance is so bad. My PC is really bad, but that's fine. We're doing the video. We did the video. That's the end of the video. I don't know what else to show off. No other blocks have GUI. So yeah, new GUI for my texture pack by default. Or get my standalone pack that leaves the rest of the game alone. Look, it's vanilla again now, but it does have my GUI. So you have all the items the way they are in vanilla, but with my GUI style. So yeah, you can get that too. Or if you're just a better default fan, just enjoy the new GUI. Yeah, that's the video. Like and subscribe. I did a rap, by the way. If you're watching till the end, just check out my rap. You know, if you haven't yet. It's pretty fun. It was fun to make. Anyways, let me know what you think. I'll link everything below that you need to know in the description. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.